feed. Look how sick this is, man. And we're going to talk about it.
The only Michigan man on death row will no longer be facing execution. President Joe Biden commuted the death sentences of more than 36 federal prisoners. He was one of them. In 2002, Marvin Gabriel was sentenced to death for the murder of Rachel Timmerman. Her father says he had prepared himself to attend that execution.
We thought the timing was despicable.
How so?
We felt that President Biden could have waited until after the holidays.
Though he says he's not opposed to the commutation itself. Rachel Timmerman's father, Tim Timmerman, says the U.S. Attorney's Office in Grand Rapids called him Sunday night to tell him that Biden had commuted Gabriel's death sentence, which means Gabriel...
How difficult was that for him to walk across there? He looked like he was struggling. He make me look at walking as such a hard thing to do.
Rapids called him Sunday night to tell him that Biden had commuted Gabriel's death sentence, which means Gabriel will serve life with no chance of freedom.
I offered to speak with you today because I'm a family of a victim, and I think President Biden offered a Christmas gift to the perpetrators of murder, but he offered only pain to the victims of the families of the families of the victims.
Biden says commutations were consistent with his administration's moratorium on federal executions in cases other than terrorism and hate-motivated mass murder. He issued the commutations just weeks before President-elect Donald Trump, an outspoken proponent of expanding capital punishment, takes office.
Can you imagine anyone who deserves it more than Marvin Gabriel?
No one. You couldn't imagine someone that deserved it more than Mr. Gabriel. He killed at least 5 people.
Wow.
Where's the justice in just giving him a prison bed to die comfortably in?
5 people. Oh my gosh.
Gabriel was convicted of killing Timmerman in 1997, throwing her into a lake weighted down and alive to keep her from testifying against him in a rape trial.
Jesus. What in the world?
Her body surfaced in Oxford Lake in the Manistee National Forest, giving the federal government jurisdiction in the case. The Michigan Constitution banned the death penalty in 1847. And the body of Rachel's 11-month-old daughter Shannon was never recovered, despite repeated searches of the lake.
From the get-go, we offered to trade the death penalty for information regarding my granddaughter. We offered that from the very get-go. Gabriel was unwilling to tell us what he did with Shannon. So that's always remained an open hole in our heart. I think we've accepted that we're not going to see Shannon again. We've accepted that. So that bargaining chip is really irrelevant.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you think she's in that lake?
Wow. That would be my best guess. Yeah. Absolutely.
Timmerman, who co-authored a book on the case, says he'd accepted, even before the commutation, that Gabriel would likely die a natural death in prison. Gabriel is now 71.
Actually, I never really felt that Gabriel would be put to death by the federal government. We felt that the best case, he would be locked in a very small cage and not allowed to hurt anyone else. That was our best case scenario.
Rachel would be 46, Shannon would be 28, probably spending Christmas at Grandpa's home in northern Kent County.
It's just crazy. It's hard to believe that many years have gone past and it's still an open wound.
Wow.
Gabriel.
All right, y'all. Wow. Sorry if that is, pissed you off. I remember seeing a little bit of it, but now I actually got to hear it because something was going on when I heard this. But now that I heard it and I sat down and this guy committed 5 murders, I don't understand why we don't have the same level of accountability for these damn migrants running around here causing crimes. Why? Right? So why are we letting off people who have been tried through a court, okay, committed vicious crimes, and we're going to take them off of death penalty, and just give them life in prison? Why is this administration so lenient, so soft on crime? Listen, I get that we all supposed to turn the other cheek in X, Y, and Z. That man deserves to get the death penalty. Killing people, a little 11-month-old girl. Really, Joe Biden? What would you do if somebody did that to one of your grandchildren? I guarantee the laws would change, because no one's above the law except for the damn Biden crime family.
Sensational.
This is insane. Releasing folks off of the death penalty because you feel that it's inhumane, but they have done some inhumane things to people. Can you imagine the families of those 5 victims? It's more than one person that man hurt. He hurt families. And you decided, Mr. Joe Biden, old man, I can't walk, that I'm going to go ahead and decrease the level of severity for his criminal case. I'll do it before the holidays. I'll just pardon them too. Didn't think about the victims' families at all and how they are going to feel. That man right there that was talking is a man who had to come to grips and peace with a sad and nasty reality. He probably doesn't even want to talk about it. No, not he probably doesn't. He doesn't want to talk about it. But he felt the need to say something. This is insane. This entire administration is pure evil, right? It's pure evil, right? Bam. You said it right there, Mark. This particular Democratic Party, he says Democrats are a death cult. This Democratic Party of today, the same Democratic Party that wants to talk about MAGA and this and that, these folks love death, destruction, and confusion. Death, destruction, Democrats. Like it's all the D's. Where are my Democrats that are okay with this? You know, because you guys had a whole lot to say when, he's supposed to pardon his son. You know, Donald Trump did it with X, Y, and Z. So is he supposed to pardon 37 death row inmates? How do y'all feel about that? I bet you guys are going to go and hide behind a tree now and not say anything about this particular incident. But then as soon as Donald Trump does something else and Elon Musk, Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did that. Yeah, we could talk about that. Let's not talk about the 37 inmates. I don't want to talk about that because it doesn't relate to Donald Trump. So if nothing relates to Donald Trump, we can't talk about it. This is wrong. Period. Wrong. There's no reason why we should even be talking about 37 inmates, 37 death row folks. We shouldn't be talking about them. They should have no publicity and no conversation. They deserve the death penalty. Killing children and innocent people is inhumane, Joe Biden. That's inhumane. I am an eye for an eye type of person. So what? That's who I am. But I don't have no sympathy for a criminal. I have no sympathy for people that do things to little children. I have no sympathy for them. I lose no ounce of sleep. None. But now this man has nightmares probably now because of what you just did for this. Why did you even have to touch that? Why are you out here pardoning so many people before you leave? It's like projection. Everything that these folks have done in this destructive, demonic Democratic Party is all projection. They keep saying, we're trying to save people from Donald Trump. No, you're not. No, you're not. You guys are trying to hide something. And this is why he's preemptive pardoning people and pardoning his son, because the time has run out for your power. And you're trying to exhaust all your options before January 20th. To the point where you're going to even lower the sentence for someone on death row. Really? This is where we've come to. This is where we're at. And then you wanted us to vote for 4 more years of people that make decisions like this? I really, you know what? I'm gonna force a conversation with the Democrats since they don't want to talk anymore, right, Henry? Since they don't want to talk anymore, I'm gonna force them to talk about this. Well, anytime they want to talk about Donald Trump or whatever, let's talk about this. Let's talk about these 37 inmates. Have you heard about the story? Or you haven't? Let's watch it together. Tell me how you feel about that. It's sickening. And you want me to vote for 4 more years of that type of decision making? folks that have put us through a hell of a deficit, who have caused so many problems to even states like New York and Chicago and all that. They've caused hell. Decision making after decision making caused hell, and causing hell on the way out of the building.
Sensational.
When I seen this story and they said victim, I was like, bro, can you imagine what that person has to go through? And imagine what the other 37 families are going to have to go through because of this decision. And I thought he was a president of the United States. I thought he's the man of the people. Nothing that nothing that Joe Biden has done has been a decision for the American people. Nothing. Nothing makes sense. First of all, he's not even running the country. We wholeheartedly know that he's not running the country. You cannot convince a person that has common sense and who can think for themselves that Joe Biden is running this country. He's literally just a puppet. And there's people over him, maybe Obama or whoever, that's running it. And they're constantly, currently trying to do exactly what Griselda said, which is try to sabotage Trump. But I also just think they want to sabotage America. I feel like, because I don't even want to say they want to sabotage Trump, because they've been sabotaging the world for 4 years.
Sensational.
I just think they want to cause confusion. And they're the ones that benefit from all the confusion. They're the ones that benefit from all the wars. We don't benefit from that. Hell, how the hell do we benefit from a war? We're scared of a war. We're scared if our children have to go and enlist into a war before. We don't want that. None of us want that. But they do. They're playing a different game than us. This is sickening. This is all I got to say about that, because I don't want to go on and on. Appreciate y'all hitting the like button. Griselda said 4 more years of chaos and lunacy. Mark says they hate Americans and want America destroyed so they can have one world government. And it sure does appear like that, doesn't it, Mark? Mark Skeen. It appears like that, doesn't it? It appears. That's why I said I don't think it's even just recently, because they've been doing this since Biden got in office. I mean, taking away all Trump's 92 pages of border policy, boom, throw it out the window, let the migrants come on in. You knew that was a bad decision. Oh, let's get out of Afghanistan, blah, blah, blah. Oh, people got killed, blah, blah. That's okay. Oh, they still all our equipment. Like, everything that he has done since he's came here has been to just totally sabotage America. It's like they want chaos. They thrive off chaos. And guess what? If it's chaotic, that means that me and you, Mark, are supposed to be going at each other. And as long as we can go at each other, this is what they want as far as their system. Because if we're divided, they win. This is what they want. But it's not necessarily what they're getting now. Definitely after this election, they're starting to see a little bit of a shift. A hell of a shift. It's a hell of an earthquake, I tell you that.
Wait a minute.
They're seeing people voting for Trump. Trump's got the Senate. He's got the House. He's even got the Supreme Court. Now they're starting to act out of panic, in my opinion. I'm seeing a lot of act out of panic. And if they have any sense, which I don't think they do, you look and see, will we win the election in 4 years from now? Not if Trump does a good job. So let's just try to make it hard for him in the beginning and maybe throughout his presidency, because we're not going to win in 4 years, which now pushes it to 8 years. Who's going to be our primary candidate that far? They're thinking maybe 8 years ahead already. If the Republicans do a good job, which I'm very inclined to believe, right? J.D. Vance will get the next 4 years. or Vivek Ramaswamy. My vote will go to Vivek. And then that person may get another 4 years. So this could possibly be 12 years of straight power from the Republicans. And if they do the right thing, many folks will say, this is how we're going to vote from here on out. This right here